Okay, so I'm getting ready to wind my day down, but I thought, all right, since we did the 7-zip install, I laid down that custom footprint in the registry, which is right here for 7-zip. It'd be nice now if we can get this data in so we can report on it. So let's go ahead and do that. The first thing you need to do is we need to go into where all the custom inventory stuff is. While that's going, I think I installed SQL Tools. Alright, pin to start. Stick it right there. Okay, so we got settings, inventory, custom data classes. So we need to be able to now create a partner database to put all this information. So I want to put this over here so I can see what I have. New data class. We're going to call it lab footprint. Okay. Now we're going to check. We're going to say add attribute. And we're going to go right down in the order that we want them. I will tell you, I already started doing a VB script for it. So I'll go ahead and bring it up now. Because this has them in the order that I want them, I believe. Now, all right, so before I create that, so I created this. This is one of the default custom inventories that you can create. Let me see, or it's just plain old SQL. Cancel. Trying to do a lot of things at once. All right, so that went. Okay, so let's bring back Windows 10. Okay. Oh, I minimized the wrong thing. Sorry. All right, let's slow down. So there are pieces that are used for custom inventory from within Altiris, as you'll see. Yeah, and the Altiris stuff. Send the NSE data to the NS server. You know, there's all kinds. So I took the one default, and you read through it, and you put your stuff in. Now, for what I wanted to do, I Googled and came up with a web on the web. Somebody had a bias_registry.vbs. So I just left this in here. I modified it. I could have added their name. I didn't. I'm not trying to take credit for this, so it was no big deal to me. Or at least I know what I got it from if I want to try and find it again. So this part is typical. Here's some Altiris stuff. Okay, set the header and go down. Don't modify this GUID. You come down now. You would, if you read this is your custom inventory that we're going to do. You can either get the GUID from it and place it here and use this line, or you can do it by name. So I'm going to leave it by name, and actually we call it lab software. I'm going to leave it, what did actually I called it lab footprint, so let's do lab footprint. And this is just adding a data block and the Altiris stuff. So you do your code down here, and then here goes some more Altiris stuff. Add a new row. This is the piece that will actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enumerate through the registry. I'm not a VB guy. I can get by, and I'm Google or YouTube. So that piece, and then this had to be modified, and then set columns, and then Altiris stuff. So what you can do, you can rem this guy out so you don't send it to your server, because you'll throw an error in the log. Whether it matters or not to you, I don't know. Now, in the registry, what you can do is you can go to local machine software, Altiris agent, transport. In here, there's a capture events folder. It's blank. You go in, you put a value wherever you want to go. When you go into that temp folder, anything that Altiris runs is going to show up here. Which actually, let's give it a shot. So if I do this and run this file, you'll notice nothing happens. That's good when you're doing message boxes and setting things or setting registry keys. But when you get down here and you want to send it to Altiris, you'll now go ahead and send it. You'll run it. And there we go. Here's our NSE file. Open it up. And we got our data in here. This is how you can check to see if you've got what you want. Now, there we go. Everything is perfect here. Now with this, I'm going to want these. So we'll want these in the right order. So as you see, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I want to delete this. I don't want to keep writing this folder because it will get large after a while. Okay, so name. I need to also pull the VB up. You can see all kinds of stuff up. Well, this one doesn't have. So registry will have it. Okay. 7-zip. Okay, so the very first thing we have in C0 is the name. So application owner. Now this, you make the. I did have a problem with this with importing global groups and whatnot, members, because 50 characters is definitely not enough. So no. I'm going to, here's something missing here. Click add. Existing attributes are no longer editable. So there's a piece missing, I see, unless it's further down. Let me bring this up bigger. No. In NS76, you check off that it can contain multiple rows. So I don't know if they did away with that. 8.1, 8.0, but anyways, all right, so that's that. Next is second, which will be application name. So we will take add application name. I always put those. All right, next is version and version. So it's going to be the two versions. Now the two versions, once again, are in case you want to use the actual application version. And then if you repackage the application and you want to throw it, tick like a 1 at the end or something. So that's why I like doing just some other way of knowing. That's why it says team. All right. Let's say no. Comments. All right. Add attribute. Comments. No. 150. Ticket. Yeah, you call it whatever you want. Remedy, Vitalize, ServiceNow, whatever ticket system you have. Service desk. Ticket. No. Okay. Now, oh, there we go. Multi-row. It's right there. Allow multiple rows for a single computer resource. Sometimes you don't want it. Sometimes you just want to overwrite, and you'll just uncheck that. That's cool. That's up there. Now, before I hit save, the reason I was bringing up SQL is we got database, Symantec, tables, and we called it lab footprint. INV, come on, INV lab and then there's LDAP. So it should fall in between inventory rule and LDAP. Now, go ahead and say save. Okay. Come over here, refresh this. Refresh. Okay. INV lab footprint. New query. Select star from IMV, lab, footprint. Execute. We have nothing. Okay. Now, but we're good to go, right? We have this. Now, what I was telling you earlier, if you wanted to, you could go properties, and you can grab this GUID. Now, if you go this route in a custom inventory, if you have multiple environments, you're going to be editing this in all 3 environments. So my thinking is, just take the name. The name is there, why not? Okay. So we have that piece. We have the SQL piece. Now we just have the server side. You saw we have no data. If we come back to, okay, I'm trying to think how I want to do this. So we have our inventory files. So that's exactly what we'll do. Okay, manage software. Now this kind of a footprint, theoretically, you tag it up behind every piece of software you have. Or you don't have to, and you could run it once a week because it enumerates through the registry keys. So what we're going to do, oh, no. This is the custom, all right, so this is where it gets tricky. Sorry, I'm kind of losing focus here because my son upstairs is yelling, playing Xbox and stuff. So let me take a moment to pull all this together. Okay, so we have our piece of software. The inventory we're doing now is just this. It's just one piece, right? So that's what we're gonna do. Import software. Add file. Inventory script. Actually, go back to desktop. I called it that just as a temporary name. We're going to call it custom footprint. We're going to call it lab custom footprint. Import lab custom footprint. Next, create a new software lab custom footprint. Come on. Custom inventory for software in registry. And we can rename that later. But lab team 1.0.0. Hello, numlock 1.0.0.0. Okay. Open software resource for editing. I never use these icons. It's, you know, actually, you know what? We're going to grab another one. I mean, I used it in like 7-zip, but in real life world, I don't use them. All right. I'm going to just go grab one. There we go. Come on. Oh. Come on. Like that one better. Save picture as. Downloads. Okay. Change icon. Downloads. Punisher. Haha. There we go. So that'll be our team picture. Like I said, I always come in here. Let this. Oh, right. The Java piece. Java used to, it would sit there and it'd take a little while. 3 environments, 1 environment, it wouldn't work. It was just such a pain. I have no rules. I don't need any applicability rules or any detection rules. I want this to run on any machine. I don't care. So we will say OK there, which I just messed up. Let's refresh that. All right. We're going to edit it. Actually, no, we might be OK because I didn't check this is what I wanted to check. It already took it for us. I just want to do my typical 0, 1641, 3010. Okay, okay. Now, what we will do is go to policies, take our 7-zip. So we have this piece which will install. We have this piece which will actually lay down the footprint. You could probably do it all in one shot, and then now we're going to add software. We're going to call it foot. Lab custom footprint. Make sure it's at the bottom. Uncheck. Advanced. Whether or not the users may logged in. Display window hidden. Terminate after 10 minutes. And continue. Save. Okay. So let's go back to our client machine. Check it in. We should now have a third item in here. Right there. And there. So let's go ahead and run this. It's going to go through. It detected. So it's not going to install 7-zip. It is going to relay down the footprint, and it is going to also inventory the footprint. Now we come back here. We see this is empty. We should have data. Now, a few things can happen here. Can be edit this guy. I have a space in there, so it might be. So let's do that. And for hell's sake, we'll just go ahead and run it from here. Still nothing. Come back and enable choose our root temp. Go to our temp. It's PC, C, temp. Okay, 519. Data class name, lab underscore footprint. So should have the inventory. Copy. Settings, all settings. All of our items are here. And we have our NSE here. What is going on? All right. Desktop. Edit with VB. Oh, it's already open with VB Edit, but whatever. Evaluate. Lab footprint. See? Still the same. Save. Oh, actually, that in the NSE is because it read it from here. That does not mean that is what it is. Just says lab footprint there, which was... Alright, so this is where we can go backwards and see if it's because of that. We can just take the GUID, make sure we got everything work, make sure we have everything going, right? We will copy that. We will rem this line out. And we will put the GUID in up here. Save, run, skip. All right. Pin the quick access. We have our third. Say OK. Yep. See, now our GUID's in here. Still have our data. Resource partial update false. All right. So we have our data. What is in our SQL? Execute. Hey, we got it there. So I guess what we want to do is be careful with spaces and whatnot in custom data classes. So it works. Now let's get this puppy going. So we ram this guy back out. We do this. Lab footprint. Lab footprint. All right. Save. I'm just going to export to desktop. Test. Okay. Gonna edit this. Delete. Bring that in. Now we have a delete. I mean, they're identical data, but at least it's a new folder. So, all right. So we have that. We've put lab space footprint in. Let's go ahead. And run this again. Okay. Takes a minute for the data because NSE goes up, gets processed. Still only the one. All right. So let's go back to Altiris itself. All right. We can't modify that. All right. New. We're going to go backwards. Yay. Gonna go a long way and do this. Okay. Delete. Has data and can't be deleted. Oh, right. Lab footprint. Delete. And we'll go down to, there's a view. I think you have to delete them both. Come on. And views. Maybe not. In 7.6 there'd be a V under VINV. VINV. No, okay. So let's give it a shot again. Should be able to delete it now. New data class. We've already been here once before. Oh wait, lab foot. We're gonna lab footprint with an underscore in it this time. Add applic. All right, I'm gonna pause you and we'll go ahead and add all this in. Okay, I went and created it all back up. Let's go back to SQL. Come back up to the top. We will refresh the tables from IMV. Come on. Lab footprint. execute. So now what I want to do is, some more coming in. I'm going to go back to the desktop. Actually, I want to go into registry first. I'm going to delete that key because I don't want to add it at this moment. Desktop, edit, lab underscore footprint, save, run. This is interesting. Custom inventory and using this. Okay, I am stumped. So what we are going to do, rem that out, unrem that, and footprint. Is it case sensitive? Let's try. Oh, crap. I want to cancel. File, save. Run it again. Bring up SQL. Wow, that was not case sensitive before. Okay, I've learned something new. So we have a little bit to do. We have to go manage software. Custom footprint, edit. And it makes sense that it should be case sensitive. I know 7.6 it wasn't because sometimes I make it and sometimes I don't. Desktop. Say okay. Okay. Now, the way we're going to test this is simple. I'm going to go back to the desktop, install the second key, which we now have, and we will now go to the machine. Okay, reinstall 7-zip. It'll jump it, it'll run the 2. Let's take a look in SQL. Still only one line. What is going on here? Let's do this. Custom footprint. 9F1. See. Okay, 9F1, cache, edit, lab footprint with a capital. Let's, and it has 2 rows. Wait a minute. They're identical though. Really? Alright. Maybe it is working. I was being lazy with the registry. Software. Oh, because they're right here. It didn't even, I thought it took this. So, new app, me 12, 16, test app. All right. So originally we weren't even getting the data into the database this way. So at least we know we are able to. So one issue is dealt with to the next. So execute. There we go. Actually, you know, it does, it seems like it takes a little while because I just put that in. There we go. Now it's just cleaned up. Okay, so it was working before too, even with the duplicate line items. So we have this. And just to finish it out, and then I'll be done with this video. Reports, all reports. New folder. One dot lab reports. New. Yeah, I'll just create it right here. Okay. Edit. I'm curious if something else was fixed in 8.5. So we paste this in. Custom footprint. Just say save. Here we go. So here's the custom footprint with apps. My question is, right click. No right click. Alright, edit. We'll do this real quick. Select star from that T0. Left join. Duplication T1 on T0 dot T1 dot execute. So we're going to do select T0 dot star T1 dot name as host name, T1 dot client date, T1 dot OS name, yeah, stuff that we may want, and then we'll just put that, execute. There's a little report for us. Got the host name, client date, OS, and there we go. So we take this, put that in here. Yeah, no, we're not doing any parameters right now. You could. I'll do a report on that. Drill downs. So this is what I was wondering. This is definitely a different look even from the reports. So now we got a report here. Now at least you know what host name and whatnot. Right click. Still can't. I know this was a problem in 7.6. The fix I had was easy. You just go down to your drill downs. You just delete. Add. It usually will let you delete and you can just go from there. Alright, default view. Right click, show context menu. resource GUID. Say OK. Now can we delete that one? Save. Port runs. Right click. There we go. See? All right. I'm not worried about creating like a filter out for the rest of that, but so that's how you could do that real quick. And there's a custom footprint. Now you know if you were to take a look at how many apps installed 7-zip. If you put a 7 instead of double Z, there you go, and you'd list out all your machines. You'd have them. And the nice thing with cleaning this up is it cleans up with the registry. So let's say you were looking, you say, you know what, we verified this is gone, and I want to delete. Say OK. You could set up a custom inventory to run on that. Close this. To do this custom footprint, say once a week. You could do it every Friday night, right before a full inventory. And the nice thing with doing that, while we're at this, I want to software, Altiris, agent, transport. Get rid of this again. Okay. So now, this report got rid of delete me. So you can even use this to clean up. We actually have done this where you can even come down here. I know I'm stretching it. Should just end it. Lab software, you can do a new key called .os build. But all these, because you're enumerating from here down, every one of these have to have these rows. So you could repurpose them, put different values in them, but it can give you an idea. That's why the versions work and the owner and whatnot. But so that should be good. I hope that helped out with something. All right, talk to you later. Bye.